Good morning, dear students. Welcome back. Okay, so in our last chapter, in our last video, we learned about force. We entered the world of physics and we started to learn about force. Now, after learning about force, we all already know that whenever the force is applied on any object, it creates a pressure. So, we learned about force, the define of force and the types of force, effects of force, types of force. Two types of force we learned that were contact forces and non-contact force. Contact force, muscular force, mechanical force, and frictional force. Whereas non-contact force are gravitational force, magnetic force, and electrostatic force. Now, today we will start with pressure. Now, whenever we apply force to anything, or whenever you people are even forced to do anything, you feel pressure on your head. Same as whenever the force is applied to any object, pressure is also created on the object also. So pressure is nothing but the force acting on a per unit area of the object. Like for an example, when I am trying to push a pin on a wooden cardboard or on a wooden board, that pin, when I am pressing it with my thumb, so the head of the pin, which is getting pressed by my thumb, on that area I am applying force. So the force which is applied on the area, that is the head of the pin, it will be termed as pressure. And pressure value can be calculated as force upon area. Okay. Now force, for an example, I have applied force of 100 Newton and area is 50 meter per square. So we can say that pressure is equal to 100 Newton upon 50 meter per square. So it will be 2 Pascal. Okay, because the value of pressure is Pascal. Okay, SI unit of pressure, that is Newton per meter square. It is also known as Pascal. Now pressure, whenever it is applied, it mainly depends on two factors. That is how much force is applied and the area over which the force is applied. Now the next thing that we are going to learn is pressure exerted by liquids. Now we all know that pressure is exerted by solids. Whenever we are hammering anything, or for an example you are pushing a table, at that time also the pressure is applied on the table also. Okay, so pressure is exerted by solids, but the liquids, they also exert a pressure. How we can say that liquids also exert a pressure? For that you can just conduct a small experiment at your home. Just fill a small bottle with your water and keep it in the refrigerator for 24 hours in deep freezer. Now when you will keep that bottle in refrigerator for longer period of time, what will happen? The water will start freezing. Now as the water will start freezing, the water will get converted into the ice, and ultimately you will see that the water bottle will get broken. Now why the water bottle has got broken? Because of the pressure which is exerted by the water which is present inside it. Okay, as the water is getting converted into solid, it is requiring more amount of more amount of space, and it is applying pressure on the walls of the surface of bottle, and because of that the bottle gets broken. Now liquids, they also exert pressure on the walls of the container. As I earlier told you, that when you fill water in the bottle, that means the water is applying pressure on the walls of that bottle. For an example, over here you can see in the diagram given below, in the picture given below. Okay, we have taken a glass tube which is having a cork at the bottom, and in that glass tube, when we are filling the water, what is happening? A balloon is tied over it. Now, as the glass tube is filled with water, what will happen? Slowly the balloon will start inflating. Now, why the balloon is inflating? Because of the pressure created by the water which is present inside the container. Okay. Now, in this case, what is happening? The force is exerted by the liquid. Okay. and the area will be considered as the base of the vessel. Like you can see the water, okay, which is filled in the container. This water is applying pressure in this much area. That is the base of the container, and it will be considered as our force. Okay, so weight is applied by our water, force is applied by the water, and the area is the base of the container. And because of the pressure applied by the water, the balloon gets inflated. So pressure is exerted by the liquids also. In this picture you can see that the pressure of the liquids, okay, it mainly depends on the depth of the liquid. Now as the water is deeper, as the depth is more, the pressure applied is also higher. See, pressure exerted by liquid increases with increasing depth inside the liquid. For like in this bottle, in this jar, you can see that the water is filled. Okay, now the air above this water is applying pressure on it. Okay, so as the water depth is increasing, you can see at higher pressure when the hole is made, the water will flow very easily. Water is flowing out easily. Whereas when a hole is made at the upper end, the water is flowing a little bit. That means because there is lowest pressure, and at the deepest, at the depth, it is the highest pressure. So we can say that the pressure increases by increasing depth of the liquid. Okay, you can do it again, a small experiment at your home. Just take a water bottle and create 3 holes in the water bottle. Now fill that water bottle fully with water. You will see that the upper hole, the first hole which you have made at the upper end near the neck of the bottle, from that hole the water will not flow easily. Whereas at the base of the bottle at which the hole is created, from that the water can flow very easily because of the highest pressure at the base of the bottle. Now, the next is pressure exerted by gases. Solids are exerting pressure, the liquids are exerting pressure, then why not gases? Even the gases also exerts pressure. How we can say that the gases are exerting pressure? Like we learned in the course that whenever we are inflating the balloon, when you are forcing, when you are pushing the air inside an empty balloon, the balloon gets inflated. Okay, now what is happening when you are forcing the air inside the balloon? That means you are pushing the air molecules inside that balloon. Now these air molecules, they are moving randomly. Now when these air molecules move inside any substance or any container randomly, they will start applying force on the walls of the container, as you can see in this picture. Okay, when the air is filled in the container, the air molecules will collide with each other. Now collision, that means they will collide with each other, they will strike with each other, and along with it they will also collide with the walls of container, and thus they will create a pressure on walls of container. Now as they are creating pressure on the walls of container, that means when we are forcing the air inside the balloon, okay, the air molecules which are inside the balloon, they will go and collide with the surface of the balloon, and they will make the balloon inflate. Okay, now there are various type of gases. All the gases which are present around us, all the gas will exert pressure. Now how the gases are exerting pressure, how we can study that the gases have exerted pressure or not? The first example, the simple one that we learned, that I already told you, that when air is filled in balloon, the balloon gets inflated because of the air molecules which are striking with the wall of the balloon. Because of that, the balloon gets inflated. The another example is that when the air is filled in the bicycle tube with a pump. Okay, now whenever you go to, sometimes you may see that the air in your bicycle tire gets very less. So for that, what you are doing, you are filling the air in the bicycle tire with the help of the pump. Now, when you are filling the air, what is happening? Again, the tire tube which is there, it gets inflated because of the air molecules which are filled in it. Okay, and when it gets inflated, it becomes hard again. So it is because again of the air pressure which is exerted inside the tire tube. Now, as the air is exerting pressure, there is atmosphere around us. Yes, atmosphere. What is atmosphere, first of all? So atmosphere, that means the combination, the gases which are present around us, it will be termed as atmosphere. Now, as all these gases are exerting pressure, that does mean that the atmosphere which is there around us, it is also creating pressure. Okay, now when we are surviving in this earth, on this earth, when we are surviving, that means the pressure is created upon us also by the atmosphere. Now, we can say that as how can you say that the pressure is created by the atmosphere on us also, then why we are not getting affected by it? Why we are always the same? Because as we saw, as the pressure increases, the either the shape changes or the size changes. But what is happening with us, as the atmospheric pressure, as the gases present in the atmosphere, they are creating pressure on our body, same as there are gases present in our body also. They are also creating some pressure, and the pressure inside our body helps us to relieve the pressure or helps us to the fight the pressure of the atmosphere. And so that is why we are not getting affected so much by the atmospheric pressure. Okay, so the first define of atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? So atmospheric pressure is the pressure exerted by the atmosphere around us. Okay, now whatever atmosphere is present around us, when it exerts a pressure, that will be termed as atmospheric pressure. Now atmosphere, we all already know that it goes up to a several kilometers above the earth's surface, and that atmosphere is divided into another several layers, that is troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, exosphere. Okay, now these all spheres, they are divided into five segments. The atmosphere is divided into five segments, which goes up to the height of 300 kilometer above the what we can say the sea level or the earth's surface. Okay, so that atmosphere, it will exert pressure in all the direction. You can see in that, in the diagram, that this is the earth, and the atmosphere in a vertical, we have taken this atmosphere above the level of the earth. This is creating atmosphere on the earth's surface. You can see the atmospheric pressure is getting created. Now, how we can say that the atmospheric pressure is getting created? For an example, our earth is this surface, and this is a hollow tube, okay, a hollow column. Now this hollow column we will consider as our atmosphere. Okay, so weight of air, whatever air is present in this column, it will be considered as the atmospheric pressure on the unit area, that is the surface. How much unit area is there, it will be considered. Okay, so we can say that the atmospheric pressure, that is, you can see in the diagram, weight of air in the column applied on pressure point to x, that is the unit area, and how much weight of air is present in this column. If we will divide it by this unit area, we will get the atmospheric pressure. Now, atmosphere, you can see that these are the various spheres of the atmosphere: thermosphere, mesosphere, stratosphere, and troposphere. Okay, now as we go on moving above the atmosphere, as we will go on moving in one sphere to another, we can see that the pressure goes on decreasing. Okay, now why is it so? Why the pressure goes on decreasing? We say that when we are on higher altitudes, the air pressure is very low, and so the people are not able to breathe properly. Why is it so? Why the air pressure is very low? In this diagram, I have shown you that, see, when we are at a lower altitude of the earth, the air molecules present over here, you can see, are very much high. Okay. Now, as the air molecules in the lower altitudes are higher, they will create more pressure. As we are going at a higher height, as we are moving higher altitude, what is happening at the higher altitudes? The number of air molecules present goes on decreasing. Now, as the number of air molecules goes on decreasing, the pressure created by the atmosphere also goes on decreasing. See, look at all the atoms pressing down on the guy at the bottom of the mountain. Over here, there are so many air molecules which are creating pressure on this guy. Whereas, when the guy is on the higher altitude, there are only fewer air molecules which are creating pressure on him. So as we move at higher altitude, the air pressure goes on decreasing. Now, how value of pressure can be calculated? We studied that atmosphere creates pressure. Okay, so value of atmospheric pressure is 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Now, Pascal, we have already learned that Pascal is the unit, the SI unit of pressure. So, value of atmospheric pressure at the sea level will be 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Now, this value of atmospheric pressure goes on changing as we move from one place to another. But for a correct or for an accurate measure, we can take this value of atmospheric pressure above the sea level, that will be 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal, and this value can be also termed as 1 atmosphere. So 1 atmosphere is 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal, and thus making the unit of atmospheric pressure is 1 atmosphere, and SI unit will be considered as 1.01 into 10 raised to 5 Pascal. Okay, now this atmospheric pressure, it can also be measured by an instrument termed as mercury barometer. Okay, the mercury barometer, it is used to measure the atmospheric pressure at any place. Now, how we can say that the atmospheric pressure is present, or how we can just come to know whether the atmospheric pressure is there or not? So for that, we will just learn about the two simple phenomena or two simple things which will help us to prove that how we can say the atmospheric pressure is present. The first object that we are taking is the rubber sucker. Okay, now this rubber sucker, whenever we are sticking the rubber sucker at any smooth surface, what happens? It sticks to the surface very tightly. Now when the rubber sucker is sticking to any surface, what it is doing, whatever the air which is present between the rubber sucker, between the mouth of the rubber sucker and the smooth surface, that air is forced out, that air is pushed out of that surface. Okay, now the air which is pushed out, as the air is pushed out, the pressure will decrease. That means inside the surface, see over here, the air is being forced out, and so over here the pressure is higher, whereas the atmosphere, its pressure on the surface is ultimately more than the pressure inside the sucker and the smooth surface. So as the pressure decreases inside the sucker, between the sucker and the smooth surface, the external pressure becomes higher. Okay, and because of that external pressure, the rubber sucker sticks to the surface very firmly and does not comes out easily. And when you want to remove that rubber sucker from that smooth surface, you need to apply force, which should be higher than the atmospheric pressure which is applied on the external surface. So when you will apply higher force, the atmospheric pressure will decrease and the rubber sucker will ultimately come out. The next example is of the drinking straw. Okay, whenever you are going out to any restaurant or when you are ordering any coke or any drinking thing, okay, drinks, with that you will get a straw along with it. Now, how does this straw helps us to learn about the atmospheric pressure? Now, what we are doing while drinking, we are sucking the straw. Now, as we are sucking the straw, what we are doing, we are decreasing the pressure inside the straw. Okay. Now, as the pressure inside the straw is decreasing, what is happening? The water or whatever liquid is present on that, the atmospheric pressure is increasing. The pressure inside the straw is less, but the pressure on the liquid present in the cup or on the glass is more. Okay, so atmospheric pressure is high. And this difference between the pressure on the liquid and the pressure inside the straw helps us to suck the liquid easily. Okay, so by this we can come to know about the atmospheric pressure. And with this, we end over here with the pressure. So we learned in this segment in pressure about what is pressure, then what do you mean by pressure, how the liquids exert pressure. After that, we learned about how the gases are exerting pressure, okay, and then we learned about the atmospheric pressure. I hope you all understood the chapter very well and enjoyed the learning.